Okay, somebody has to stop and think about Laurie Strode, Michael Myers' sister, and like what it's like being in this situation on her end. Because this is unprecedented. This nonsense with her brother. I mean, this is sibling strife going to a whole nother level. And the story of Laurie Strode, this is not just a slasher flick. This is a psychological study of what happens when survival becomes the prison itself. So she is the sister, or sometimes not the sister, of Michael Myers, but she is the object of his obsession, the target of his silence, and the mirror of his madness. But underneath all this blood and Halloween mask lies something far more human and also terrifying. And it's the psychology of living through this fear that never ends. Partially because you can't kill this guy, so he's always a threat. And in 1978, Laurie Strode was innocence personified. This shy babysitter girl, right? Dutiful, cautious, like grounded in small town safety. But on that night of the attack, Haddonfield cracked her reality because Michael Myers came home, and he didn't just stab up victims, he stabbed up the whole illusion of safety itself. So she survived, but what do you do now that your whole life is built on this one night that refuses to end? Like, she becomes her trauma self, a version of herself built entirely around this wound. Every scream, every shadow, every creak of the floorboard brings an echo of the moment that you almost died at the psychopath's hand. And so across all the sequels and the reboots, she transforms from this soft-spoken survivor to this isolated, gun-toting warrior in the later films. And it's not really evolution, it's compensation. It's the repression turning into obsession. And this will be seen as like a loop, like she's subconsciously stuck in this loop, replaying this moment of the attack in order to maintain, like she needs to keep herself at that level because she may have to respond at any time. So she's trying to, it's like just, you're preparing yourself for the battle despite what your circumstances are saying. You keep all your awareness at a high. And this is also deep in the relationship that she has with Michael. He is her shadow in a lot of ways. He's also linked to her. She's not just, her opposite. She's almost like his, her reflection. He is death, silence, and oppression. She is life, fear, survival. And together these two have a psychic bond. It's an internal dance between this trauma and that identity itself. Now, she was anointed literally as the final girl. And this is the symbol of purity and morality that outlives all the other questionable sinners that die in the films. And this was a cultural illusion because it's told from the viewpoint of a man and what we thought about it. The truth is that she doesn't survive because she's pure. She survived because she was hyper aware, because she's paranoid at this point, because she has anxiety that keeps her alive. And this goes a transformation over time from this very virginal victim to this ultimately militant survivor. And it reveals something about it. Survival doesn't empower her, it really isolates her from everyone else. In each film she grows more masculine, not as liberation but as defense. Her softness becomes an armor, and her nurturing nature now has to be a weapon. So she's like the goddess of vigilance, absolutely gone crazy. She can't rest ever. She can't love. She can't live because she knows this nightmare could return literally at any second. And the maddening thing about all of it is that the town, Haddonfield, acts like this stuff never happened. In this setting, it's like a collective dream. And everybody kind of knows some trauma happened, but they can't quite remember it. They all kind of say it's over, and she's the only one who knows better, right? She's the keeper of the memory of this trauma itself, the one who remembers that everyone else wants to pack it away. So this makes her both kind of a prophet and a prisoner. She's Cassandra, doomed to relive the same terror because she refuses to pretend it never happened. So in this sense, the whole Halloween, field becomes kind of mythic. They start to represent different things. Michael Myers isn't just a killer. He's this death drive. And Haddonfield, this is the collective subconscious where we pretend like the darkness isn't coming back. So these are two halves of the same myth. He cannot stop hunting her, and she cannot stop preparing for him. And this toxic relationship is obviously cinematic history, and it's a traumatic bond between the predator and the survival. And she's ultimately played this role. And when you survive long enough, your identity itself becomes your survival self. You stop being this person and you become this response to violence, to fear, to memory. So Laurie Strode is every survivor who can no longer sleep at night, who double and triple checks all the locks, who can't walk past a mirror without seeing what they've endured. And that's that pure psychological trauma just written all over them.